booking our, I guess it's the third official episode of the MTG Secrets podcast. I'll get everyone who's going to bring their webcam on. I just promoted, so we've got Bryn just jumped on. So thanks for jumping on. We got Theory and Gary is on as well. Peter's on quietly. I don't know if Peter wants to be. Hey, Theory, how's it going? Going great. All right, we see Gary's on. Awesome. Lawrence just jumped on, so let's make Lawrence a panelist. Yes, awesome. Okay, exciting stuff this week. We're going to go into, let's see, several decks. Hey, Lawrence, great to see you, man. Looking good as always. So we're going to go into several different decks that we have prepared for today. Let's jump right into it. Really, by the way, the Magic Secrets podcast, I took a little bit of time. I mentioned to you guys maybe to watch a little bit of Pat McAfee, but I watched a little bit of Pat McAfee yesterday. It's so good. Just to have, and it's David Mills has been pointing out, just with the way things go on, psychologically speaking, men are not, having as many friendships as before. One of the main causes is that women used to kind of refer out more and kind of create more friendships, DFY for their men, and that's not quite culturally happening as much as before. Anyways, irregardless, it's really great to have like a sense of connection, camaraderie, and it's actually really helping accelerate a number of things that are kind of going on in the background. I've been looking more and more at just going ahead and actually opening my own games. Oh, Smitty's on. Thank goodness. Always a blessing when Smitty can be on. Make Smitty a panelist. I was going to say, Smitty, in the future we should try to get you to come on with your MacBook Air. Might things make things a little bit easier. But yeah, we've been looking more and more, and it's looking more and more like we'll just go ahead and open a game store in Orlando, Florida, pretty close to where I live, and look to get Smitty to move down here. Be great for Gary and the local bros. But really, I want to make something that's so incredibly ideal. I talked with David Mills for a while about it yesterday, and that was, of course, our first kind of real business. David had done the speed learning business before that, so that, I guess, that was maybe it was our second business. My first business, David's second business, and of course it led to OMG with all of its incredible success that it's kind of now legendary. But there were kind of a number of twists and turns along the way. And so we're really into this idea. I think just the timing in the market, and there's so many people that want to play, and there's so many people that want a home away from home that really is designed right and really designed to be dynamic and fun. It's very possible that even likely that the podcast will expand at that point, and have it even more frequently, because there's going to be a lot more to report on. We'll have a lot more people around. That'll be really neat. I'm a big believer in and very impressed with what Dave Portnoy did over at Barstool Sports. He helped spawn Pat McAfee as a giant commercial success, and just great. I really enjoy him. He also spawned the Call Me Daddy podcast and a number of other kind of big things like that. What's that? Bit of a background noise. Oh, that's Smitty. That's Smitty's background noise. Okay, no problem. Perfect. So anyways, how's it going, Smitty? All right, I'm just going to temporarily mute Smitty. Oh, Smitty's trying to get his beautiful. Smitty's connecting up to his computer. I'll just mute Smitty. Nice. Yeah, I think he's trying to set up his computer as well, and he did, which was great. And that is going to make it possible for him to appear, more like with a webcam or something like that, which would be very, very nice for me. Okay, great. So, anyways, I've really been thinking how nice it's going to be. I also noticed there's just no kids at the stores. Very few kids at the stores. They're not being catered to. It's silly. And of course, kids would love to have Pokemon and Magic very open to them and made really accessible to them. So that's something that's coming soon. I'll be talking to Smitty about it very, very soon, more in depth. But since that's part of the process, and since this podcast is part of what's making that possible, then I thought I would do that. Okay, great. So I'm gonna break things up into a few different ways. So I have these cards pulled up here. I'm gonna reference them as time goes on. Angel Fire Ignition. This is not in standard right now. I don't think it's in any good decks that I know of right now, but Smitty, Dan Burdick and I used to play the heck out of this card. We played it a lot, and we had a deck that we a red-white, I guess it would be sometimes green deck, sometimes it would be red-white. Maybe we sometimes had blue. I can't remember all of the cards. We really tested different variants of it over time, but the common denominator was Angel Fire Ignition. Oh yeah, there were times that we tried it with black, with the bats and so forth, and really had very success along the way. But because of that deck, we learned a lot about a different type of aggro that Wizards of the Coast is sort of creating and has discoverable in the in their vaults, in what they're publishing in their publishing vaults, what's coming out, the new product that's coming out. So this was kind of a main combo. We would cast Angel Fire Ignition on some creature that was well designed to take it. In this case, Illuminator Virtuoso is great because you can cast them on turn 2. The ultimate combo is to have Skrillev on turn 1 Skrillex that could protect him. The one casting cost Might Legend that could tap to protect him, a little bit like Mother of Runes used to do. And then you could cast Angel Fire Ignition on him. He would connive, which would allow him probably to become a 2/2 creature at that point, and he would get 2+1/+1 counter. So now he'd be at 4/4, and of course he's already a double strike, so he would do 8 points of damage. And then when you flash him back, he would go for lethal. He would kill them all the way. And the first attack, when you did the 8 points of damage, you would have gained 8 life. So this was kind of a neat Mondo combo that we were building around for a while, and we learned a lot by doing that. And we, in terms of design, we learned a lot about shaping design in terms of different packages that you can swap in and out. Again, apologize for any background noise. So let me do this. Let me discard the changes on that. And these are the 3 decks we're going to highlight today. All 3 actually have a good amount of crossover with that old Angel Fire deck that we had. One is the Boros deck that Gary and Michael highlighted last week. We've got continued terrific reports from them. Michael actually won 2 nice arena, very competitive tournaments with it, tournament type situations. I was able to go get 6 wins or whatever the case was. We'll talk that over with Gary, and he was able to once again hop into the top 100 in arena with that. So we're going to update the Boros deck and the Boros sideboard. Smitty's got a deck that also bears a lot of resemblance, some things that we learned from that Angel Fire deck. We'll be talking about that today. And then Bunni Bzka, which I started highlighting last week, actually has now learned something from that deck. So I'll highlight that. I'll explain it really quickly before we go and talk about the Boros deck. But this is kind of a big change that I've made in this deck. I really can't find anything that performs better on the first game. Crazily enough, I have 4 Pugnacious Hammer Skull in this deck, even though there's no other dinosaurs. And we actually would do that with the Angel Fire deck, because the Angel Fire Ignition, one of the things it does is it makes it so a creature does not tap to attack, and it gives it trample. So it worked really well with Pugnacious Hammer Skull. It was a good combination with them. And so it was actually David who thought of putting Pugnacious Hammer Skull in the deck in the first place. And I want to walk you through, when we get to that portion of our show today, I want to walk you through the kind of accurate representation process that David walked me through to get me to see Pugnacious Hammer Skull for the opportunity it was. I was playing against it in dinosaur decks. You never see it now. But I would tell him, oh, I was playing against this card, and David was like, it does what? I was having to explain to him the card that I was overcoming, and he was like, well, that card that you're overcoming sounds like it could be a card in your deck. And so I'll explain that, and it'll open up more for us to explain to you about shortcuts and accurate representation in Magic the Gathering. It's gonna be a really, really good lesson that goes along with the deck. So that's our what was that, Smitty?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we did. We did hear you. That was great. Okay, great. So that was my introduction. We're gonna bring things over first to talking with Gary. Gary was so gracious and provided us with a lot more information. He actually there was an RCQ in the area where one of his buddies won it with in this area with a Cauldron deck. So we'll talk a little bit about Cauldron today, more in standard, and we're gonna talk more about this Boros deck. So Gary, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing great, guys. Good to be back.
Yeah, glad to have you
Pretty
on the show.
excited for this weekend. Again, I'm playing in an RCQ in West Palm Beach
Nice.
with Mike Freeman this weekend. I'm already qualified for Portland, but
Nice.
he's not. So the idea is to join the group. You know, you never know. You might run into him. You might see him in top 8. And
yeah, I would do that with David all the time. I ran into David Mills in the top 8 and mysteriously lost in the first round. So yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's how we got him qualified for Pro Tour Los Angeles that he basically won. They of course stole it from him. So this was such a great deck concept. There's been minor tweaks to the main deck, probably signifying that you're seeing more, even more and more Vivi in standard. So we're playing 4 Razorkins in the main deck now. You made some accommodations. The Ghost. The Shelter by Ghost disappeared to the sideboard, and something else disappeared. I don't remember what, but there was another card that was oh yeah, you cut a land. That's what it was. You basically cut a mountain, and I like seeing these flows, party people. You know, as you're watching this, as you're studying this webinar, whether it's brand new or whether whether you're revisiting one of our previous excellent shows. We're going over, and it's great to see a deck kind of grow and layer. It can grow in your understanding, and new cards will come out. We will get back to looking at Spider-Man today. I suspect, Gary, don't you think that we'll probably play at least one of those indestructible Spider-Man flash guys in here, possibly, or at least in the sideboard, right? Have you seen that one?
I think that's it might be actually Sensational Spider-Man, where you sacrifice him and all your guys get hexproof and indestructible. That's actually going to be the spotlight promo for Baltimore, which I'm planning on heading to next month.
Awesome. So exactly. So there you go. So we'll talk about somebody remind me. We'll try to get to the Spider-Man implications of things. And I'm excited, by the way. I'll tell you guys. I saw some guy it looks like he's got a popular podcast, so I don't want to piss him off or anything like that. And I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. I guess he sits in his library and talks about magic. It looks like it might be a humor show or whatever. But the headline of it was, I saw a Spider-Man set and I felt absolutely nothing. And maybe it's a joke or something like that. I get that. But man, I don't know. I love the cards that WotC's making. I have so many. There's so many things that I think that WotC and Hasbro should do differently that are very important. Things that I don't think that they're even responsible to handle, and I'm taking massive action to right that wrong. But making cards, they make really cool cards, and it's fun. Maybe they shouldn't even be managing the ban list and so forth. I can work on that as well. But the cards are really cool and really fun. Look at all the people that we've turned out for the podcast today. Okay, Gary. So let's also update our sideboard for our wonderful fans here today. And we've got a few changes. Okay, that is a little odd in the sideboard. It's coming up. Oops, sorry about that. Somehow, yeah, sideboard's coming up kind of weird, but it's 2 Authority of the Councils, 2 Get Lost, 2 High Noon still, 1 Shelter by Ghost, 2 Voice of Victory. This is back in the sideboard. You had it before, right? And it's
it used to be main deck.
Back in, and we went down from 4 Sunspy and Lynx. So basically, probably what you're thinking is these are coming in against control decks, and instead of having 4 Lynx kind of clog up your hand, let's get some guys down that do some damage a little earlier when we're boarding in. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, so I played against the VV deck today to make into diamond status, and what happened was I took out the 4. So I won game 1. Again, Razorkin is definitely the kryptonite to VV. They really can't play that 3-drop where they draw 3 cards. They'll take 3 damage. If you're proactive, they try and play it to boost up Mako. You have a burst lightning to kill Mako on the stack. There's just a few ways of getting around there. So I won game one. In game two, what I did was I trimmed the 4 bolt waves. I took out 1 Ember Heart and 1 Slick Shot to put in the Voice of Victories. So it was the 2 High Noons, the 2 Get Lost, and the 2 Voice of Victories today. And that was my winning in into diamond status because I really haven't been playing as much as I should have been like last season. Last season I played a lot due to the fact that I was doing the spotlight in Orlando. So, but that 6 card switch is incredibly strong. Voice of Victory and High Noon, if you have both of them on against VV, it's like they're literally only playing 1 card on their turn. They're not playing anything on your turn. You can do whatever you want. To be honest, being a red player and then being able to do whatever I want on my turn and my opponent can't do anything is just, I don't know, it's kind of funny in a way because you're just like, I'm playing solitaire almost. You know, I did that Slick Shot move with Voice of Victory where it's like Slick Shot, Bolt Wave, Boros Charm, and they couldn't do anything. So it's like Bolt Wave, then Slick Shot has Double Strike from Boros Charm and it's super huge and it's a one shot.
Greatness. And by the way, Gary, congratulations on qualifying for Pro Tour Portland. That's awesome. We're gonna be cheering you on for sure, and helping you with your decks, of course. So a few things I want to point out to everybody. Most of the sideboard substitutions that we're doing in this deck, I want you to note that we're very often taking out 4 Bolt Waves, and this can lead someone to saying, hey, does that mean that Bolt Wave stinks in the deck and we should try something else? Well, that's possible, but there really is a different answer to that. And that answer is that sometimes a card can be pretty good in the main deck, kind of help cover your bases, even be, quite what you needed. And then be the card that just kind of winds up going out. Bolt Wave, especially because it doesn't affect board state, it's much more the type of card. And again, you have to also be a little bit wary because if you're taking out this card, you're taking damage out. And so in a lot of cases, you'll see that Gary's either trying to substitute something in that's going to add a little bit more damage, or at least the idea is that the card is so worth it that it kind of overcomes that loss of damage. But I want to point out that a bunch of our sideboard substitutions that we went through with Michael involved taking out the Bolt Waves, and you're taking out the Bolt Waves a lot after the first game. Is that correct?
That's correct. Sometimes I want to play, like I was talking with Mike about the 2-drop one where it's from Edge of Eternities. It does 2 damage to any target, sorcery speed like Bolt Wave, but it's got the Void effect where it can go and do 3. I like that card. There's some senses where I really want to change to that card because sometimes you just want to deal the last 2 damage to a planeswalker or something. I've actually today I hit my own Emberheart Challenger because I needed to dig. My opponent was about to go off with Synthesizer and I needed to dig. So I actually burst lightning my own Emberheart Challenger to get that actual trigger to dig off of another card off the top of the deck. And what it did was it revealed Boros Charm, which made it even more because that's how I won a game, by doing something unethical where it's like you hit your own guy with a burst lightning, but you could hit them, but it's like they take 1 less damage because you don't burst lightning them in the face because the prowess trigger. So Emberheart will go to 3, but then you reveal another card now. I'm sitting with 5 mana open with no cards in hand, and I really need to go off because if not, he's just going to sacrifice Synthesizer for Fire Crystal, get some more guys, and then just win. And like again, it's that top deck magic. Sometimes it's like when you have same thing with Bolt Wave. I've top decked Bolt Wave for a win so many times that it's like you got to give Bolt Wave where credit's due. I mean, I kind of wish it was Lava Spike where we could deal 3 damage to a Planeswalker, but I think that would be way too powerful in Standard where it's 3 damage to player or Planeswalker.
Nice stuff. Nice stuff. Okay, guys. Before I take it out for a spin here, I actually am going to go ahead and try to play a 1, 2 out of 3 game with it. Actually, let's just play. Let's just play 1 game. Commemorate. There's a bunch of winning that these guys have done with this deck. And so let's play it. I did lose. It's funny. I had to concede so many games yesterday because we have so many things going on, and the air conditioning is broken. It's just crazy. But I did a 2 out of 3 match today, and I finally got the time to play, I thought, and then I started playing it, and then I had to concede. I was like, oh man, to lose 2 games, not just 1. Okay, so let's go to home. Let's go to play. Let's go to traditional standard rank. You see I have it set up right here. Here we go. Go off on the, wait, was that right? Did I do it right? Now let me cancel and make sure. Now I'm not a huge fan of playing fully live as a teaching tool. Much better for me to play games and record them, and then to kind of come back and show you and explain what I did, because otherwise I just play pretty terrible. I think that the one game that we played with Michael last week, I was trying to think it back through, but I think we bolted a creature, like shocked a creature or something like that, and we could have just killed the opponent. They wound up at like 2 life, and we could have just done the 2 damage to them. But you know, that's just kind of a normal thing when you're having to record and play at the same time. Okay, we're not gonna have turn 1 red. Kind of a sad hand in a way, but I guess we probably obviously keep this. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. At least we don't lose a card. So I'll keep the hand. And Gary,
especially since you're on the draw, you know, you never know. You might draw that mountain.
Oh yeah, for sure. Since we're on the draw,
so it's a solid keep.
Yeah,
like
we might get it, but yeah, I don't even think that it's necessarily necessary. All right, I'm actually going to play the Sunbill of Urge. That way, if I really want to, if I draw red and I want to play the Razorkin Needlekin, if I draw a mountain, I can play the Needlekin if I want it. All right, he's blue-green. Let's see what we got here. Usually, I assume the blue-green is going to be a better matchup for red, but I don't know. Yeah, it's this guy. We talked about this last week. Okay, we're not obviously in very good shape at all. Our mana is really bad right now. So this is, you know, one of the things is we did cut a land, and now we're a little bit stuck with Razorkin Needlekin. So we can kind of keep that in mind. All right, I think we played the Emberheart Challenger and be done, unless for some reason you play a higher claw and be done. So we shall see. Might need to start thinking about that blue-green sideboard.
Yeah, I haven't run into it. Mike's ran into it a couple times in Mythic, and like I said, you're running into it now. So
yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm at a bit. This guy's ranked number 1500. I'm ranked 97%.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, rough. Scoop. All right, what can we do here? Well, no, wait. I can double strike that guy to death. That's still pretty heinous, right?
Yeah. The idea is to swing in, probably hit the
yeah. Let's just act crazy and swing in, right?
Yeah.
You think we swing, right? Okay, good. He could be afraid of something. He could say, "Oh, this guy's got." There's that +3/+2 instant that we could have. If he does block, I can always use the Boros charm and at least double strike him to death. Okay, he lets it by. Do we want to do something?
I think you want to still Boros charm so you can dig off the top to try and get that 3rd land. Because like you said, you target
for 6.
Yeah, because if you target it, because you haven't played a land. So the idea is to try and dig to get a 3rd land and then play a higher claw on the.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hope.
Because at this point we're just super behind. We're super behind against blue. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, so that was pretty awesome. And we did enough damage to kind of start catching up. We're not excited about this 3/4 vigilance creature, of course, but at least we got some red mana now. And we're starting to get some damage on him. Gonna do 6 more damage to us here. I don't chump block that guy, right? Obviously not. Okay, on 11 now. What's he got? Ooh, that's fun. What about a bolt wave and an attack? He might have a counter, but even then, that doesn't really help him that much. What do you think, Gary? Bull wave and attack?
I just saw that you I guess you could do that. You're gonna get the trigger from the higher claw. Um,
Oh, you want me to attack with a higher claw too? Just go nuts?
no,
Yeah,
I'm thinking about it right now because it's like
Oh,
at
I
this
like
point,
I definitely like attacking with a higher claw.
yeah, because that means the mouse is probably he's either gonna block the mouse or he's gonna block the lizard. But it's like if he blocks the mouse, then you can pump up again, even with
Yeah,
a
I mean,
burst
I think he's
lightning or
got
the
a
Boros
counter or
farm.
something here. I think he's got something, but
Yeah,
fine. Drowner, maybe? Here comes the Drowner. Okay. Do we care about Drowner? I think we just let it resolve, right?
yeah, it's just gonna slow you down. He's probably gonna tap down your mouse.
Yeah, of course. Let's see. Okay. And he's stunned. We're not going to kill this guy, right?
I don't. I mean,
No attack. Play claw.
I really wish it's like we could just got that first claw to like I
Oh,
said,
yeah, another Drowner.
if we would have had that mountain in that opening instead of that plains, this game would have been completely different.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course. Yeah,
The fact that and then I'm just now seeing that he just played a second Drowner. I'm like, this is yeah.
Yeah, Flood Pit Drowner is one of the best cards against us.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why Bunny Bzka is so good is the 4 Blood Pit Drowners. All right, so can he kill us here? We're probably gonna have to chump block, right?
I will say this though, over the last few years, like I said, we've gone Murders of Karloff with the Scholar, and he's flying in
Oh, he's got the
Vigilance, and
block.
now we have the Merfolk who's also got Vigilance. Vigilance was a keyword that was most likely in the white white mana realm, and it's like
Yeah.
now it's coming into blue. So
Yeah. Okay, so what do you want out against that guy, and what do you want to put in? Maybe these Days of Judgment to do your ruin on them, or what are you thinking?
He likes to play interaction. I mean, I like Voice of Victory against him, but I also like if we were going to really go aggro, it might be Authority of the Console too, because he likes to flash people. He likes to flash stuff in, so to block or stun. So it's like, why aren't we doing the same thing?
All right, so I'll bring in 1 Authority of Console. What else do you want to bring in?
Voice of Victory.
Yeah, I like the Voice of Victory.
Okay. What do you guys want to take out?
Twin Maw.
What about these guys?
Yeah, I don't think Twin Maul is gonna do anything really. I mean, the Twin Maul is really
Well, at least
great.
kill something.
Yeah, but the thing is like, I mean, it's still good because again, the Omen portion of it is going to keep shuffling in the deck, so it might just be worth just keeping.
What about Razorkins? Do they have card draw?
I think the Razorkins can come out. I think it's not as, like I said, it's not
They're
like
probably playing
What
the
about the dragon?
Curiosity, right?
It's good, but does it do enough?
Yeah, I don't know. All right.
the dragon does better. The dragon does better on the play than it does on the draw.
Okay, we're playing.
Because again, like I said, we can kill drowners by warping or hard casting with Nova Hellkites.
Yeah.
So,
So what do you want to take out? 20 seconds.
okay, we'll take out one goblin. Just take out one goblin.
Maybe a bull wave, a couple bull waves.
Yeah, for get lost.
Bring in shelter when you guys in. Get lost.
Yeah, and shelter can be good too.
10 seconds.
Where are we at with the number of cards? Because it's
60. I'm just gonna play. We only got
okay. That's fine. Yeah. Like I said, I still think that blue-green deck is still like under the radar. I mean, it's definitely been coming up to like it's been doing well in like the RCQ kind of thing. Like it's starting to show up. It did well on Last Chance Qualifier, but then lost at the end of the rope. Mike Freeman's friend got into the finals and then lost the red. the mono red shell list
Yeah,
of
in
it.
Voice of Victory, they really hate, the drowners hate to see it, right? It's so
Yeah,
good
yeah,
against the
because it's
drowner.
like now they're just a main phase, you know. Like
Right.
the fact that you have voice in your opening hand, it's definitely we'll definitely see how
it
this is
bodes
gonna
really
go.
bad for him. He probably can't win. Okay, we should keep in mind how bad Voice of Victory is, because one of the things I want to talk to you guys about learning is, you'll see it when you see the dinosaurs in Bunny Bazooka. You can memorize certain things that are going on in the game and just take advantage of them again and again, because the game changes so fast. All right, we just house that guy, right? Obviously. Boosh. Let's go. We're off to the races. Yeah, so we basically can't lose if we have Voice of Victory against this guy. Man, maybe you guys should have 4 Voices of Victory. They look awesome.
They were in my main deck originally
I
from the
remember
Spotlight, and like I said, the fact that I even cut it, the fact that I even cut it out of main deck, I mean, it's
Man, it's a really good card.
a
Unable to
house.
scream. Wow. You're in sad shape when you do that. Okay, he's obviously got a counter, right, guys? Do I still play the Screaming Nemesis?
I like the Screaming Nemesis holding the Burst Lightning just to have it.
I don't like it.
The other way is, I mean, you can run the lightning helix and try and get rid of it.
Like, so we know. Oh, because now he can cast. Now he can cast at the end of his turn. So he's gonna.
He can't cast anything on his turn. Remember now you lost the abilities, correct? Or is it loses the abilities, correct?
Yeah. I was expecting the grounder. That was my point. So here's the grounder.
Yep.
Let it resolve. Fine. He'll take that out.
But now you can get rid of the 1/3 now with the helix, because you can't let him landfall, making the drowner into a 3/3.
Right.
Or you hold up the lightning helix and hope that he plays that Boros guy on turn 4, trying to get all the counters. I mean, he's got options.
Yeah, let's hold it for the Arbroid. Let's kill this guy and be done. All right, here comes the Arbroid, and I'll kill it with the Helix. No, it doesn't.
Did he really play it? Did he play the Arbroid?
No, he didn't play it.
Okay. I was like, because I have like a lag on the phone, so it's.
Yeah. We're on 14, he's on 15, and we've got a Helix. I play a Claw. He has to deal with the Screaming Nemesis next turn. Yeah, what's he gonna do? Deal with this Higher Claw right now? Let's force him to do something. Okay, don't deal with it. Amazing. That sucks for him.
Pump.
Gosh, I almost want to put a counter on the guy, but I probably shouldn't, right?
Yeah.
Too crazy, right?
I thought at first pump, but I think just hold back this helix.
Yeah, it's too crazy. I agree. Okay, yeah, this guy's in a world of hurt. So he flashes down Drowner. No, he doesn't. Okay. So. I think that guy's going to take a long walk up a short bridge. Should I take him out?
I think so.
Out, right?
Why is he probably that guy? You have another Nemesis coming.
What's that? Yeah, we have another Nemesis, exactly. If he's got a counter or something like that, he'll use it now. Royal treatment, you got it. He's royal. 10. Okay, next turn he can play his 6th land. Damn.
And then there'll be 6 6s. So at this point, you're just playing the Screaming Nemesis and swinging in.
With one, right?
No, you're swinging in with all of it except for the voice. Because at this point, you might have to trade with you might have to have
Oh,
the
he
lizard
blocked.
trade with one of those guys.
He blocked. Made a
Yeah, then you
mistake.
can kill it. Then you can kill it, and
Yeah, he
hopefully he
made a
doesn't have
mistake.
spell
He shouldn't have
pierce.
blocked. Yeah, he shouldn't have blocked.
Now, does the 2 damage or let's see? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to do something really special right now to avoid game 3. That won't do it.
That's what I was hoping for, was that he blocks the lizard and then you use the burst lightning
Yeah,
to.
that was crazy. He blocked the lizard. He
Yeah,
didn't have the land anyway, so it didn't matter. But he could have top decked the land. Oh,
correct.
he does have the
Yeah,
land. He does have the land. 8/8. Whoosh. But too little. Yeah. All right. All right. Anything else that we want to change? So you said on the draw, Dragon's not so good. And we still
no,
have these
because
full waves.
you're a
And maybe
little
we
bit
should have a couple
behind.
rafts in. We might just, at least one, just couple
Yeah,
rafts.
he does go wide. He does. I mean, the way that he's playing, he is perceived to go wide. I don't know if he might do that on the
I'm gonna
play
have
for
this guy
sure,
back.
because he might try to be more aggro than you.
All right. I took all the bolt waves out. Should I put one back in?
Uh,
Two of these guys in, 2 out. What do you guys want? Peanut gallery? Anything you guys want? I'll do it.
Is Torch the Tower any good against the Imago?
it's just gonna exile. The good thing about Torch the Tower is just another target for your Screaming Nemesis if you have to. The one thing is, since Sensitizer is a harder deck for this version to beat, like I wouldn't have Torch. It needs to be a Braid. But because I've been having a hard time with Synthesizer all day. Let's see.
Play one bolt wave. Whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the council could be good.
Yeah.
It's
we'll
really
just see.
good if you play Emberheart, because it's a prowess trigger.
Yeah, and I only have one console. Smitty knows my thoughts about that. As long as you have like
Yeah,
one is really powerful. The second
yeah.
one
I just thought it was
usually makes you return.
hilarious. The Synthesizer deck I played, he dropped like 3 of them against me, and I'm like, well, now Voice is not going to do anything.
Right.
It just sits pretty. Okay, I like this
Got that
hand.
other one guy.
I like this hand.
What do you want? Do you want us to just slaughter that thing? Let's just get rid of it, right?
The problem is the dragon can't kill it because it's flying.
No, I mean, can't we just kill? Oh, it's without flying. Ha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we play this guy. All right, let's attack and see if he blocks. Good block.
Yeah, I think you're attacking first, right? Like you said, it's a little bit slow. I don't think he blocks it, knowing that you burst lightning him the first time. I think he's a little salty.
Yeah, he feels bad about it now.
He's like, do I block again?
Yeah, and that's called making 2 mistakes instead of 1. All right, takes 1 from Needleton. Now he's thinking about putting that unable to scream on the Needleton, which is not a great place for it. Now we have my stupid Day of Judgment in hand, of course, now.
Okay, I think the Day of Judgment might actually be really relevant, because it's like you let him try to commit to the board, and you Day of Judgment and then pop out the Screaming Nemesis.
Oh my gosh. Interesting.
What did he play?
He played that.
Jill. You played Jill.
What do we do? I would love to keep making him suck onto the board, but we don't have the 4th lamp of the wrath. I mean, we can really get into dangerous territory with that. I think we play the Razor Can.
Well, you play the dragon to get the deck shuffled. Play the dragon to get rid of Jill. That way it'll shuffle back in the deck.
Okay. All right.
You know, I think the Lightning Helix is relevant against the 1/3. It's just we can't kill it with the dragon. So as long as he's got the flying, the problem is like
Yeah, and this guy has some kind of a transform ability. We don't want that to sneak up on us.
that's true.
Becomes a 4/5. Orbroid. Dang it, we were tapped out. Okay, so we still have our wrath. All right, come on, land. Come on, land. Yes. Should we wrath now? Our hand's pretty meaty. Is our 3 cards better than his 3 cards?
I think you're definitely gonna swing in and then you wrath.
You think swinging and then wrath?
Yeah, because you're gonna get the trigger from the higher claw, then you'll get one of them to sink in. So he'll block the 2/1, and for all you know, he might actually take it because he might be scared of the burst lightning effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we don't even play the 4th land because we don't want to show him the information. I like that.
And we could almost give this guy another turn, but we don't want to, right? Because he could
No,
counter it.
yeah.
All right, that's fine. Bye. Token Day of Judgment. Let's give him a tip of the cap.
I like how he took, like I said, it worked in our favor. He took the damage. Or did he block it? Did he end up blocking? I'm sorry.
Nah, he
That's
took the
like,
damage. He took the
okay.
damage. Okay, let's play this guy.
Now you can play Screaming Nemesis holding Lightning Helix and swing and see if he decides to.
So what do I do? Attack, right?
Yeah, you swing in and then you see what happens. Because like I said, if he blocks, that's technically 6 damage with the Helix. Or you just, because at this point you're still, I mean, you're at 11.
He did block. Just kill the Sentinel, right?
I think you just kill the Sentinel because it gets out of hand really quick.
Yeah.
And he's down to 1 card. The only thing that sucks is like,
No, I just keep
yeah.
the Helix up. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
the
you
Helix
keep the
up.
Helix. Yeah, you keep the Helix up because here's the thing about it. He might be stuck on stuff too, and he might try and use that map token on Llanowar Elf, and then you just make him lose a card. It really depends on what he draws. But yeah, like you said, holding the Lightning Helix up for the Overroid is super powerful. Yeah,
What do you
he's
think?
digging.
Should we kill the elf with the map token?
I want to, but I don't think that's the play. You know what I mean? I want to because I don't want him to get any more cards.
Did you want to let it
But
go?
I think we should just let him have it.
Let him have it. Okay.
Yeah, because he's got
Yeah.
4 mana up. He's got 4 mana up, and if he's got protection, a spell, then it gives him more enough reason to
Right. Sure.
to blow us out.
GM more. I'm not gonna hit it now in case he has a counter. Land makes that guy a 3/3. Oh
He's
no,
at
it's gonna make
1
him a
card.
6/6. Oh my gosh.
You have to Helix now. You have to Helix
Oh my
it.
gosh.
You have
Yeah,
to
we're in
Helix it.
terrible trouble.
Well, this is good while we have the Helix, you know.
Yeah, but
But
still.
like I said, if he's got a
now
royal
he has another
treatment,
GM more. All right, so we're in trouble here, folks. We
he
shall
had
see
2
what
of them.
happens.
Jeez.
Do you say
Oh
he's in
man.
trouble?
No, I mean, well,
So
I mean,
he
as
hit us
long as
for
he doesn't
12
draw
damage. If he
land,
wins the land, it's 12 damage, but he didn't.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Gosh, you can't believe it. Okay. What's he got? He didn't draw land, obviously. So what did you
Right.
draw?
Probably
My turn.
protection, maybe. Man.
He's on 8.
Well, we got to
All right.
swing in.
Yeah, if he's got the land, we're dead.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, it's just.
I don't think he has it. I think he already would have played it. He's like, I can't believe I'm gonna lose to this guy. Llanowar Elf. Okay. Land. All right, that's game. All right, good game. Good play. Well played. We'll see if he makes a giant mistake, but he doesn't.
Oh, he got the land.
Yeah, he got the land.
Okay.
Bust him in the face for 4. Boost. I concede. Okay, great. So everyone got to see the deck played. We got to play it much more thoughtfully. Really noticed that the voices stand out a lot against a lot of stuff, I would think. I wonder if you guys, also the Spiderland is coming out. So Multiversal Passage is going to be out in 2 weeks. So that's another card that might factor into things that you guys.
That card's going to be great with the verges. I mean, that plains would have been a mountain, and then you would have been able to play the higher claw.
Yeah.
At that point, you know.
Oh yeah. Of course they could have won. We know.
Yeah.
Could have won. All right. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get some comments on the peanut gallery. Smitty, do you have any comments?
I like the decisions we made. Yeah. When you draw your plane, drawing the plane sucks basically. Like at that point, but it's not worth a mulligan. I learned from the best about aggressive mulliganing. That would be my.
Oh, right. Like maybe I should have just taken a mulligan there, and maybe it's just right.
Close for sure. Yeah. I mean, you're on the draw.
Last episode with
I would have, but
nice.
Yeah, drawing the plane.
Seriously, it was a terrible hand. So maybe I should have taken a mulligan. Okay, great. All right, let's see. Anybody else? Theory? Do you have any comments?
Look, right. I'm just enjoying the show, I guess.
Oh yeah, the voice of victory is obviously amazing. I might do 2 and 2. I might actually fit 2 in the deck instead of 2. Take out 2 needlekins, put them in the sideboard.
Well, a lot of what they're probably thinking is that they're swimming in Vivi, so that's why they're thinking about the needlekins. But the more these other decks are developing, it's true. You're going to get it out there. We've got 12 sources. I'll tell you one thing. Ultimately, we have 13 sources of white for 8 lands, or for 8 spells, and you're going to lose some games at that point. They're just some number of games you're going to lose to that. It's really cutting it close. This deck will really benefit from the Spiderland. Like you're obviously going to have at least 2 multiversal passages in for the mountain, and probably wouldn't even have the plains. You probably just take out the plains and a mountain for 2 multiversal passages, and now we're up to 14, which is a much more comfortable number for playing with 8 spells like this. But guys, these people are rocking with this deck. This deck is kicking ass for Michael and kicking ass for Gary. So just that was one match. That's how what happens when you play.
20 lands, correct? Then?
It's 20 lands. The original list was 21. We did cut down. It did have
21 last week. So last week we had an 8th mountain, and we had a ghost, and we pulled out those 2 because they were probably having more trouble. And really, Needlekin again is just so oppressive against blue red, against the Vivi deck, because they're drawing so many cards. Okay, so let's look at. I want to jump into. So that was great. That was a great time, and I think we learned a tremendous amount. And then we've got good old Bunni Bzka here. So this is what I did with this deck. So like I said, we started putting in 4 Pugnacious Hammer Skulls into that Angel Fire deck back in the day. And Smitty, you can tell him it was great. You could just roar, here comes 8 damage. He was just this giant blocker now, an 8/8 blocker, and then you do it.
Or was it trample that he got?
What's that?
Flying, right? Angel Fire flying, correct?
It wasn't fly, it was trample. It was
trample. Either one, it's the same.
Yeah, it was trample. So you would trample right over and do all this damage, and yeah. So the point is that you don't have to have a lot of dinosaurs to play with this card. Now, of course, it's all working because we have 4 Mockingbirds, which we can then use. And I've just played this a lot now, and it's really good. So I'll show you guys. We'll play a game. We'll see if the dinos come up. The last 4 cards of a deck, the last 4 cards that you think of, so often can make such a difference. It's not a small detail. It's oftentimes the biggest detail. Oftentimes, if you can find a difference maker, and that's what Smitty's trying to do with the Obviously, I'm not going to do traditional standard at this point. With the
I
with
still
the kind of Tifa deck or whatever we call that, the land growth deck. Well, he's using the Shelter by Ghosts. Okay, so let's have a look here. We're going to play one game. Some episodes I kind of want to be a little bit more play heavy. Other episodes I kind of want to be more play light. I think it's good to kind of mix it up. I think it's literally for the best at this point. Okay. I started at best at 2 out of 3. I did not mean to. Okay, so let's see what happens.
It's fine. You're on the play, so let's go. You know.
Yeah, so let's go. Right.
Right. We win game 1. Game 2 can be rocky. You're on the play again for game 3. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, game 1 with an elf definitely helps a lot. Okay, Seam Rip, take him out. You got it. That's a bummer. Okay, looking pretty bad here. What Boros deck plays Seam Rip in it? It must be red, white, blue control, like I played Just Guy, like Keeper. Yeah, I wish I hadn't played this game. I was
added black to that deck now.
Yeah, I know. They have it right here. Inevitable defeat. But we're flooded right now, so I mean we're monumentally screwed. Like I'm sure this guy can't handle 1/4/4 creature and 2 unsummons. I'm sure he's quaking in his boots. I would have been better off just conceding and not showing him what I have, but he saw the elf, so. Although my sideboard's pretty fun against these kinds of decks. I almost just want to concede and just go to the next game. If he kills this guy, I'm just going to quickly concede. He doesn't let this guy take him all the way down to 0.
Academy Rector once attacked for 19 damage.
Yeah, right.
It happened. I watched it.
It does happen. It does happen, but it's not going to happen this game. It's just such a waste of my time. I want to concede right now. Come on, just kill him so I can concede. He's out of 10. No closer to dead. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure we're all good now.
At this point, do you just give him a tap fish and just get your land elf for the extra damage?
Yeah, that's funny.
And then he tries to Seam Rip again, and you give him another tap fish.
I don't know.
The bird plus the elf is lethal.
You want me to play the Mockingbird? Sure.
Play the Mockingbird, shoot the Seam Rip.
No way. He'll draw a card.
He's
climbing around
already.
You're just climbing around now. All right, fine.
This is one of those games where it's like you don't know if you're
a little bit better here. He's like, what is this deck? Am I really going to lose? That's what he's saying right now. Am I really going to lose to this crap?
I'm telling you, the tap fish getting that Llanowar elf back. He won't see it coming.
Pick him up. Blood Mom. Or is that just theirs?
Yet another land. It's awesome.
Oh my god, man.
All right. I got bad news for this guy. Bad news. I wasn't really done with my sideboard, so I'm kind of like loaded up on things that I was thinking about using against decks like his. Obviously, the dinos come out against him.
So fun.
They're too stiff. Maws.
If 2 of those lands that you drew were relevant cards, I think there's a way that you could have almost got there. I mean, it was getting there, unless he was just like playing
he had
with
7
you.
cards in his hand.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. I think at that point he was just playing with you. If he's 4-color control, he's probably got lightning helixes and that Marty card.
He's probably just not wanting to show me cards for game 2.
Correct.
Okay, I will play first. Get another terrible hand. Had to keep the drowners in because I couldn't take out enough bad cards. Actually, when I do this again, I'm going to put the Orboroids back in and take the Drowners back out. Let's see. Let's do this.
Foul off action.
Yeah.
You're getting those hits in. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got -8 now, so we'll see. Maybe I can just ride this out. No, he kills him. Yeah, of course. All right. Quake as I take one, you take 1 point of damage. Sucks. I'm gonna counter whatever he does. If he does like stock up or whatever, I'm definitely countering that.
You just flash in the, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna flash him in. I think this game's over. It just got a really terrible draw. He licks the elf. It's like, die, elf. I'm flooded. Way to go. This game sucks. All right, I lost this game. Star charts, he's flooded on mana. I could have countered that. I probably should have. He's just so pathetic. Oh my God, another land. Yes. Drawn 2 non-mana spells, 3 non-mana spells. Okay. Another land. All right, this wasn't even real. I'm out of here. I'm not wasting my time with this. All right, let me just do a single game play. Wow, I was at like 1,500, or like I was ranked like 1,500 an hour ago. So funny how this thing works. All right, let's see here. All right, let's play not traditional standard, fine match. Thought I put it on that. Okay. Not that this will necessarily be any better. So like blue-white basically is, you know, like blue-white or blue-black is the hardest matchup, I think, for this deck so far, which is why I was piled up with like a lot of stuff in the sideboard for it, but I still figuring out like what's best for it. Okay, fine hand. If it's red, he's in a lot of trouble. Although the breeding pools are, you know, it's a lot of damage. This guy's thinking about it. He's like, I don't know if I really want to do this anymore. I was thinking about playing Magic, but now I'm not sure. Let's check the battlefield out, see how it's looking. Pretty good. Get this guy doing something. All right, keep 7. I think he had to drop a card. He's on 6. What is he? Mono black. Probably not blue black. Usually if they have a swamp, it's not that much black. Yeah. Okay. This is one of these where we do it like this. You play this guy first, my caller. Second, 1 second. Okay. What did he kill it with? Oh, okay. Nowhere to run? Sure. Nowhere to run again? Sure. Interesting. Those work really bad against, yeah, I was going to say those work really bad against hammer skulls. So you can see that. Strange. I do think we probably were going to win, but anyways, that's that. Okay, let's look at this deck. So this is my point, is that a lot in design you don't want to get caught in the theme of your deck. Like, oh, well, this is an animal deck and it's cool that I have animals and that's great, but then I don't want to have other cards that don't fit that theme. Well, you're going to run out of cool cards that, pump up the Valley Might Caller. So in this case, the Pugnacious Hammer Skull is giving us, Red's chances against you are very, very slim. With this deck having 4 Hammer Skulls, it has a very hard time. Even our red-white deck would have trouble with it first game, just because those Hammer Skulls are so big. They're hard to dig through. Obviously, they're not the greatest thing in the world against the Screaming Nemesis, although they're not the end of the world either. But otherwise, they're just utterly obnoxious against red. Turn the corner, finish them fast, and they're just, again, so big. Now, there's things that we could do to have more Hammer Skulls. We could play 3 steps ahead, a couple of those. We could play a couple of the man lands, the whatever they're called, they have stone in them.
Soulstone.
Soulstone Sanctuaries, right? We could play a couple of those. I really haven't had trouble, and as David points out, it's just not that bad to cast a 6/6 for 3, attack for 6, and then wait a turn. It's not that bad. You wouldn't put it, if that was his only power, of course you wouldn't play him, but most of the time, really, he doesn't get the stun counter. I don't get very many stun counters on him. So anyways, it's been performing really well this way. I think the highest I got with it was ballpark 600 ranked. So quite a nice deck. Let's go to one more deck before we run and have Smitty talk about. So this is another kind of lesson that we learned. Like I learned the one lesson from the Angel Fire deck where we would play the dinosaurs because that would actually fit in the mold of the deck, like David pointed out. Now, Smitty, in this deck, you're kind of playing more like I was playing a creature from the Angel Fire deck. You're kind of like putting some of the Angel Fire into your deck by putting Shelters and Ghost in there.
Yeah, I played this deck a lot with red, and World Soul's Rage is the really popular red card to include in there. And a lot of the decks that did well had 4 copies of it. I don't know if I was just playing bad or if it was also probably contributing because I didn't have the Ice Tills in there. But I guess on Arena you face so much control too that World Soul's Rage is just, you can end up with infinite lands, no problem. You can pull every land out of your deck quite often with Ice Till. I just didn't really see it, and as well as other people did. So I thought I would try Sheltered. And as Dan taught me, that Sheltered Naked is just not that great, or not as good.
Right, you felt a lot better having a smattering of protection. I noticed, whereas other people are playing, like we saw played against us, stuff like something that's going to pump the creature, you just really want the creature to survive. You're not trying to get an extra 1+1/+1 on your creature.
Everyone else, yeah, not everyone else, but a lot of people are playing.
Most people.
But most people are playing Snakeskin Veil, which is nice for the Hydra and the multiplying effects. But
although, hard, like I've so rarely won off of that. I know what you mean, and you can. Of course you can, but it's so often kind of win more. So this is the card that we're comparing to, Snakeskin Veil. Great card. I'm not saying it's not, but Snakeskin Veil does not give you indestructible against board whites.
Yeah. So Defend the Rider is what I went with, and then
we have Overprotect as well.
Overprotect's out initially, and then I added 2 back in because there was a game against White Life Gain where you just need trample. It ended up that it did a goofy thing with Chocobo and Tavar to get an elf and a Ice Tiller unblockable with 2 escape tunnels because you have infinite activations of escape tunnel, and then you Tavar them because I have a 22/22 or whatever. And so I was at like 90 life, they were at like 50 life, they died. Yeah, It's, yeah, you don't use the escape tunnel like that often, but it's something that I've made mistakes on a number of times. So I was like, oh shit, because you just think of it as a search land. And so you just have to remind yourself not to.
Yeah, you can obviously put it on Tifa before she starts pumping up. You can put it on, you know, a Moss Spider before she starts
Ice
pumping up.
Chill and an Elf, and then pumps with Tavar. Like 50 damage.
Nice.
Yeah, it was funny to be
So,
against.
so for those of you that are new to this, the idea with this deck is you got a few creatures, and it's a lot like that first. That was why I started with that one deck where you kind of, I showed you, it wasn't really a deck, I just showed you 2 cards, but 2 kind of core cards from the Angel Fire deck, where the idea is you're getting specialized creatures and then using specialized pumps and trying to make that all work. And you're working with a kind of a mixture where you're like, well, I want to a little bit protect my creatures, but I also want, you know, to be attacking fast. And so this is ultimately what you came up with. And like Gary, you've hit, I think, Diamond 2 with this. So you're doing really well with it.
Correct. And I took out the Regent Dragon and added a second Archer Charm. The Regent might come back at some point or hang out on the sideboard as it's really good. But the Charm kind of gives you another tiller while not being another tiller. Which
You
is
have one of these?
I had one of those, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I've had up to 2. They're good, but they're what you're looking for is really that the thing is the Archer Charm can get you a land, similar to the Regent.
Oh, I love Archer. You know I love me some Archer's Charm.
It can get you an Ice Tiller.
Yeah.
And it can kill things.
Yeah.
So I think it's just better in the main. The Regent is more of an idea for like maybe against control. I'm not sure exactly where I really want it. But it is useful and it can come back. It's got the Omen thing going on. I don't know. I just wanted to try it and I tried it for a while and I just went to the Archdruid's Charm.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah, I really like it. There's just so much to this design, and again, it's disruptive. It's not the type of thing that you're seeing from others. So this is really, really cool, Smitty. I want to give you the tip of the cap. Okay, let's go back to our team here and see what people have to say. Bryn and Lawrence and Theory, let me hear from you guys. Thoughts on today?
Yeah, real quick, Smitty, have you considered Shapoof, I believe it's called, as an alternative for Bristly? Okay.
As an alternative to Bristly, I
Not
haven't
completely, but like,
I've looked at the card.
Mhm.
If you pull it up, I could read it and give you my thoughts. I'm sorry.
What's the card?
So
ride the
turn 1 enchantment, right?
Give me a word to search for. I'm not hearing it.
go for ride space the ride space the THE.
Defend the Rider?
No.
It's an enchantment.
Ride the
I think.
Shovel.
Yeah.
There it is. There, right here.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Oh, I've seen people play this.
So it could possibly be included in addition to. Bill is just so good with his doubling.
Yeah.
You use
Oh, right, because you're missing out. What you're missing out with Bill isn't so much. You think that what you're missing is the creature, but your point is the doubling from him. Because I saw you even have a tie bar here that also has kind of a doubling thing.
Yeah, and Bill is at instant speed too. So like you can hit them at the end of their turn to pump. And that comes into play fairly often.
Okay. I see
We are
what
playing 25 lands.
Yeah, I noticed. I was going through it, and you really have a powerful supply of land. I noticed that you weren't using
A lot of people are playing Terramorphic or Evolving.
Yeah, and I also noticed you weren't going. Yeah, because so often you run out of lands, and then I figured that was why. And also Bushwhack, which is really popular. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. Great, awesome, Lawrence. That was a great question on that. Bryn or Theory, did you guys have questions? I really encourage them.
Yeah, no questions for me, but something that you mentioned, Mike, when you were highlighting the Hammer Skull, and then something you said about if you want to play more Hammer Skulls, and one of them was 3 steps ahead, and the other was Soulstone for it to not get stunned. And I was looking at the meta because I'm going through one of David's videos, naturally so, about relationships and how there's like 1 or 2 ideas to upkeep that are important for the other person. I was like, well, what if the Hammer Skulls like the idea? So I know where I'm going to spend my my hour or 2 after this podcast.
Cool. Awesome. Theory?
I like the decks. I'm currently Diamond 2, trying to hit Mythic, so I'm gonna see if I can integrate some of
Good
the
job. Good job,
decks in
Theory.
my-
Way to go. He don't call a comeback. What have you been playing?
I'm still playing the original blue grain, similar to what we just saw earlier, but different version. I tried a little bit the Bunny Bzka, but I'm playing best of 3. So
Your own version.
yeah.
I love it. Next episode, we're going to bring Theory's version on. That's great. So let's slate it for next episode that we'll have. We'll look at Theory's particular version of Bunny Bzka and how he's blowing up. And yeah, and obviously we want to wish Gary and Michael good luck this weekend. We're going to be cheering you guys on at the RCQ. I hope you guys rock it. Hope you guys do great. All right, terrific episode of Magic Secrets. I'm going to end with the Lord's Prayer, and we'll have a terrific rest of our day. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive us those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. All right, good stuff, guys. Great week, and we will see you next week for Magic Secrets. Smitty, I'll give you a call soon.
Thank you.
Yep, great job.
Thanks,
Great job,
guys.
everybody. That was awesome.